Hi, how you doing? This is the Gamertron, and welcome back to the Gamertron Show. I don't usually make immediate follow-ups or part 2s to commentaries or opinion piece videos that I do. I usually let them age like fine wine until I find it necessary or have a want or need to remaster, remake, and revisit that said topic. However, my last Titanfall 2 video where I discussed the release date, the infamous release date of Titanfall 2 and my thoughts and feelings towards it, as well as the gaming community's response towards it, well, that said video did pretty well. It got a fair bit of feedback, a fair bit of criticism, and I think there was enough of a response to that video, enough of a reaction to that video, enough of discussion generated by that video that we can go even further. So consider this a part 2 if you would, and I highly recommend you go and watch that video before listening to this one, as you'll most probably not understand the context and be fairly somewhat lost. So I would highly recommend watching my previous video, Titanfall 2, why you can't blame the release date anymore, before watching this. So let's jump into this topic a bit further and address some of the criticisms that my video got. Hell, I love Titanfall 2, I love talking about this game, and I'll look for any excuse to make more videos about it. I also have far too much awesome gameplay footage of this game to let it go to waste. First off, when acknowledging the criticism that my video received, instead of just starting off small and making our way to the big fish, let's start off swinging. Let's tackle what I consider to be the biggest criticism of my video, or at least the most criticism that my video received. That being invalid criticism of people arguing and disagreeing with themselves, or at least with non-existent entities that they had created. What I couldn't help but notice is that a great deal of the negative detractors towards my video didn't actually listen to what I said in the video, at least in its entirety. They instead decided to cherry pick words and sentences and create their own personal meaning of what my video was about, instead of absorbing the context and the bigger picture that I was sharing with that video. I saw a lot of comments saying, I disagree with you, you're wrong, your argument is bullshit, only then proceeding to make counter arguments to arguments I never made. So let me try again from the top. Titanfall 2's infamous release date, releasing in between Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, which is over half a year ago, mind you, absolutely affected the sales and the player population of Titanfall 2 multiplayer. My issue is that the gaming community is using Titanfall 2's release date as a scapegoat. Now, I've made videos about my thoughts on the gaming community in the past, and I will make more in the future to greater explain my perspective and position. But for now, in this video, I will say this. There is a sizable portion of the gaming community that believes that the gaming community is infallible, that the gaming industry is to blame for all the problems in gaming, period, that gamers have zero responsibility over how the industry evolves and makes the decisions that they make. My issue is that is not the case. My issue is using the release date and using the publisher of the game, EA, as a scapegoat for the state of Titanfall 2 today. Without a doubt, the release date had an instantaneous and lasting effect, but we're more than half a year later and we're still using the release date as to why not more people are playing Titanfall 2. It's transformed from an unfortunate decision to an excuse. Instead of talking about and promoting, having in-depth discussion and analysis over the excellent first-person shooter video game that is Titanfall 2, instead of doing something productive, beneficial, positive, instead Titanfall 2 is being used as a weapon to talk smack about the industry, and the release date is used as an excuse to maintain that proverbial weapon. Instead of making the conversation about Titanfall 2, the conversation is made about Titanfall 2's release date. And instead of the release date being what it is, just an incompetent decision made by EA, nothing new, the release date is now this malicious conspiracy that EA sabotaged Titanfall 2 on purpose because they're James Bond villains, greedy to the core. It's all EA's fault. It's all the release date's fault that not enough people play or have bought in Titanfall 2. And that is a fantasy. If you want to get to know me and you want to know something about me, I value truth. I value honesty. And I despise group mob mentality. Don't be your own thinking individual, just go with the collective. And the gaming community has this issue, where they try to overtly simplify complicated issues that aren't always black and white. Like I said in my previous video, the release date and EA's horrible decision from over half a year ago is not stopping new people from buying and playing Titanfall 2 right now. It is a fantasy to believe that the release date is somehow a blockade preventing new people from coming in. And this ties into some more criticism I received from my previous video. This one specifically concerning the part where I used YouTube reviews, YouTube videos, and the views on those videos to make the point that millions, literally millions of people have heard of the existence of Titanfall 2, the quality and merits of the game, how some of the most famous, some of the most infamous critics and YouTube personalities covered the game and gave positive coverage on the game and recommended the game, and it still did not drastically improve the player count or the sales. Now, I was criticized quite a bit for this part of the video. Some of those criticisms include, oh, people just watch these YouTubers for the fun of watching these YouTubers. They don't actually care about the game in the video, they're just there for the YouTuber. Another criticism being, YouTube and views on the internet do not affect the sales and popularity of a game whatsoever. And finally, this is my favorite one. YouTubers, online personalities, and content creators do not represent the vast majority of the gaming community. Alright, let's get started, shall we? If you're gonna make such broad, generalizing statements, you better have sources to back it up, just saying. But since I have actual personal experience, common sense, and numbers to back up what I'm saying, let's get into it. Like it or not, reviews on video games do matter, and people do look for individuals making reviews that have similar tastes to them so that they will know if they will enjoy a video game or not, whether or not to pick it up. And furthermore, you know what? Wait a minute. This is retarded. I never used the word retarded, but this is one of the very few instances where this is justified. Like, I have a whole script written out here and everything, listing off all my different reasons, showing the numbers that YouTubers and Twitch streamers, online personalities, and content creators absolutely do affect the video game industry and the sales and popularity of games. Like, there's this huge chunk of the video that's dedicated to this. I'm looking back on this and realizing, why do I need to explain this? Why am I doing your homework? I apologize for being blunt and immature, but your argument is retarded. Making the statement that YouTubers, online content creators, that the videos, that the views, that the subscriber and follower count of video creators and live streamers don't matter, that they don't affect the industry? Where have you been? Are you living under a rock? YouTubers and live streamers are what keep games alive and what kill games. For example, because you're too lazy or too ignorant or too arrogant to look this up for yourself, Minecraft, Five Nights at Freddy's, Gary's Mod. These games would not be the mass hits that they are if it wasn't for YouTube videos and live streaming. It's the YouTube and Twitch live streaming and video communities that kept the game Destiny alive. Despite all the controversy and despite all the faults with the first Destiny, video content creators and live streamers created a tight-knit, very strong, very passionate community around the game that loved the game despite all its faults, and it's all because of YouTubers and live streamers. You think uber popular games like League of Legends and Counter-Strike Go are still alive and well solely because of the games themselves? No! It's the YouTube videos and the live streams that are keeping those games in the limelight. Case in point,
your argument is invalid. Get over it. Find a job.
I can't believe I dedicate so much time to just explaining to idiots the value of YouTube videos and live streams and their effect on the game industry. I can't believe that there are people this arrogant and this ignorant that think that videos and live streams and the people behind them don't affect the game industry. Oh my god. Anyways, this all ties into Titanfall 2 because some of the most popular and some of the most infamous YouTubers, some of the harshest critics, love Titanfall 2, praised Titanfall 2, recommended the game. So you would think that with all this overwhelming positivity and all these recommendations, more people would play the game, more people would go out and buy the game, more people would go out and support the game, but that didn't happen. There was not this massive surge of sales and players like with other games that have been positively recommended by YouTubers and live streamers. As a matter of fact, some of the YouTubers and live streamers refused to continue supporting the game after the release date, after an initial video or two. And Titanfall 2 struggles on Twitch live streaming. The big Twitch streamers just aren't streaming Titanfall 2. They're not supporting the game. And all of that is not the release date's fault. How is it the release date's fault that popular Twitch streamers just aren't streaming the game? That popular YouTubers, for example, in the FPS genre community, aren't supporting the game? The release date's not stopping them. Instead, they're playing other games. Well, why are they doing that if Titanfall 2 is such a great game? Which it is. No denying that. And if Titanfall 2 does everything right and does everything that gamers have been asking for and pleading for and demanding for, then surely the video game that is the gamer's game will do well above all others. But wait, it didn't. It isn't. Oh shoot. This goes against the gamer narrative that gamers are infallible. This goes against the gamer community narrative that if video game developers only make good games with no invasive DLC policies and have both single player and multiplayer, no multiplayer only BS, then surely they'll sell well, they'll do well, they'll rise to the top. But Titanfall 2 didn't, so we need to make excuses. We need to find a scapegoat so that this doesn't go against our narrative. Oh! I know. It's all EA's fault. It's all the release date's fault. It's bad marketing's fault. It's all the game industry's fault. It's not the community's fault. There is no responsibility. There is no blame to be had. People just didn't hear about the game. When people had to choose between Call of Duty Battlefield and Titanfall, they went with the other two games because gamers have only so much money and so much time. That'll be the song and dance for this rodeo. However, when you really think about it, that kind of falls apart, don't you think? The game had bad marketing? No one's heard about it? Well, that's simply not true, because if you type in Titanfall on YouTube, and you sort by view count, the most viewed Titanfall video in the Titanfall franchise, the most viewed video for Titanfall, is the Titanfall 2 Encore trailer, with over 17 million views! A Titanfall 2 trailer is the most viewed Titanfall 2 video of all time on YouTube! And the 4th and 5th most viewed Titanfall videos of all time are again more Titanfall 2 trailers. People have heard and seen Titanfall 2. They've heard and seen the praise for this game. Oh wait, but what about limited money, limited time, release date, brr? Yes, absolutely. During the month of October and November, around the time Titanfall 2 was released, next to Battlefield 1 and Infinite Warfare, they did have limited time and limited money. They did have to pick a game, and they could have picked whatever they wanted. They didn't need to buy Titanfall 2 there and then. However, here's the thing, that was over half a year ago. This is the point I'm trying to make. Yes, gamers did have limited money and limited time during the release day of Titanfall 2, so it's understandable that its opening sales and player population would be fractured, would be limited, would not reach its full potential, but we're half a year later, and Titanfall 2 hasn't grown substantially, despite all the praise, despite people hearing about it, and people have heard about this game. I said this before in the last video, and I'll say this again, repetition is good for memorization and understanding, which is why I use it so. The release date from half a year ago is not stopping new players from picking up the game, from buying and playing and supporting the game right now. Oh, but now you want to make the passage of time argument. Well, too much time has passed and people have lost interest. Bitch, please, are you serious? How long ago did CSGO and League of Legends come out? Did passage of time hurt those games whatsoever? What about Rainbow Six Siege or Overwatch? Are those games doing any worse since their release? Call of Duty! Need I say more? Oh no, I will! What about the recent releases of Bayonetta and Vanquish, two very old Platinum games now finally on PC? If you want to make a passage of time argument, well, it's been the passage of time. People don't care or are interested in those old games anymore, and yet those two games are selling fairly well on PC, despite the long passage of time of them not being on PC. Your argument is invalid! The passage of time does not make a good game any less good. Hell, the recent trend and the constant success of video game remasters. Yeah, remasters. Forgot about those, did ya? Remasters are all the craze nowadays, because guess what? They sell pretty well. Oh, but the passage of time! People shouldn't want to buy those games anymore. If we apply your Titanfall 2 argument to every other game ever, passage of time. Enough is enough with the scapegoats and the excuses. All of it for the sake of slagging off EA and virtue signaling. Because that's what this is about at the end. The constant referral to the Titanfall 2 release date is not about Titanfall 2 anymore. It's about saying how much EA sucks and how much of a better person you are than them. Like I said earlier in the video, if you want to get to know me, what I value is honesty and the truth. Whether it's beneficial or it's harmful, whether it's easy or difficult, I want the truth. I prefer honesty. Sure, the actual truth, sure, the reality of the things may be difficult to stomach, but I'd much rather that than a fantasy. Living in a fantasy isn't beneficial. It doesn't help anyone, it doesn't change anything. Okay, the release date of Titanfall 2 happened. It happened over half a year ago. It's over with. Leave it. Forget about it. So please, let's stop lying about the release date. The truth is, even though we don't like it, people don't want to play Titanfall 2. I don't want to say that. I'm disgusted that those words came out of my mouth, but that is the truth. If we look at the numbers, if we look at the facts, if we look at the evidence, people don't want to play Titanfall 2. Look, some of my favorite games of all time include Evolve and The Division, so believe me, I am experienced in being absolutely in love with games that no one else wants to play. I'm used to it at this point. I have particular tastes. I love the original Titanfall, even though quite a few people disliked it. and stopped playing it. I love Evolve, even though people disliked it and stopped playing it. I love The Division, even though disliked it and stopped playing it. And there's a similar pattern with all these games I've mentioned here. There's always that one little thing that people like to latch onto. Instead of talk about the game as a whole, let's latch onto this one thing. Instead of actually talk about the game itself, let's make the game about this one thing. Let's associate it with just that one thing. With Titanfall 2, it's the release date. With Evolve, it's its microtransactions. With The Division, it's this idea of ads a Destiny clone. When we look at all these video games objectively, and I mean really objectively, they are, by all means, quality products. Not perfection, but quality. While other gamers claim they only play and they only look for perfection, I just look for quality. I don't want to play the perfect game. I'm not interested in the perfect game. I'm interested in a quality game that suits my tastes. Actually, that's most gamers. Shame they don't want to fucking admit it. Now we got a virtue signal instead. However, like with all my videos, I don't want this commentary, I don't want this video, I don't want my overall message to be negative. That's never the point of any of my videos. I always hope that the positive message embedded with each of them is realized, but in this video I'll be far less subtle. Instead of every time we talk about Titanfall 2, every time we bring up Titanfall 2, forget the release date. It's not helping. It doesn't help Respawn. It doesn't help the Titanfall community. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help me. It doesn't help anybody. Slagging off EA and just bringing up the release date over and over again every time we mention Titanfall 2 is not beneficial. It's virtue signaling. It's hopping on the bandwagon. If you actually want to be productive, beneficial, positive in any dialogue, any conversation, instead of making it all about the release date, talk about what it is you like about the game so much, why you recommend it to other people. Recommend Titanfall 2 to your friends and family who are into gaming. Recommend the game to your favorite content creators. Say, here's this game called Titanfall 2. It's a real awesome game. You should check it out. Maybe make some videos on it. Support the game. Same goes with your favorite live streamers. Hey, I'd love to see you stream Titanfall 2. I think you'd really like it. You could do a full playthrough of the campaign, then play some multiplayer matches. It'd be great. It'd be great fun. The more people there are recommending Titanfall 2, talking about Titanfall 2, and talking about Titanfall 2, mind you, not the release date, sharing Titanfall 2, and the more YouTubers making YouTube videos about Titanfall 2, and the more live streamers streaming Titanfall 2, it helps the game. It helps Respawn. If you want there to be a Titanfall 3, if you want to support Titanfall 2, if you really want to stand by your words about what you want to see in the video game industry, the kinds of games you want to be made for you, then you have to support Titanfall 2. Properly support Titanfall 2. Slagging off EA and bitching about the release date isn't helping the game. Telling other people why you like the game, why you recommend the game, helps the game. More YouTubers making YouTube videos about the game helps the game. More Twitch streamers live streaming the game helps the game. Like I said in my previous video, Titanfall 2 is a great game, and that should be what matters. That is what should be talked about. Titanfall 2 is a positive entity, a positive experience. Let's not keep trying to twist something that is positive and make it a negative one. There's already so much negativity in the gaming community and in the gaming industry. Let's not try to make more of it, eh? Especially when it's not helping anyone. Anyways, that has been a video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video in any way, shape, or form, please be sure to hit the like button. Hitting the like button helps you, helps me, helps everybody involved with the video. If you hit the like button, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. I love reading comments to get nearly enough comments. Please leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts, feelings, and opinions in the comment section down below, so please be sure to leave a comment. If you want to help out and support this video, then please share it on social media, Twitter and Facebook. And if you want to help out and support me directly, well, there's always Patreon. Anyways, guys, that's been a video, and I'll see you all later.